All right, welcome to the Freedom to Draw Unsolved Mysteries. I am your host, John. In today's episode, we deal with the case of Tiffany Valiante. This is an unexplained death. We're going to draw her today and tell you a little bit about her story. This is the case of Tiffany Valiante. We're going to draw her and tell you a little bit about her story. The family of South Jersey girl whose death was initially ruled suicide after she was struck by a train is asking New Jersey Transit to examine whether the agency properly handled its investigation into the matter 7 years ago. Tiffany Valiante, 18, was preparing for her first semester at Mercy College in New York when she was struck by a train on the Atlantic City rail line on July 12, 2015. The train was bound for the Apicon station when it struck the teen on a scheduled stretch of tracks at mile marker 45. Since her death, her family has instead insisted she was the victim of foul play, often critical of the New Jersey Transit police investigation. More than 7 years after Tiffany's death, we are now convinced, more than ever, that investigators, including members of your police department, were wrong, that they rushed to close her case as a trespasser suicide, and we want to know why, says her mother. So this is an unexplained death. They're ruling it suicide, but the parents think otherwise. You got to feel for the parents here in this case. They want to know what happened to their daughter. There's a lot of unanswered questions in this case. Could there be a serial killer out there that involves trains as his method of execution? Or could this have been just simply a suicide? It doesn't make sense though, because she had everything going for her. She was a pretty darn good athlete. And she was preparing for college. She had multiple sets of friends, was well liked by everyone. New Jersey Transit has since closed this case upon the medical examiner's office ruling her death a suicide. Spokesperson Jim Smith said following Wednesday's meeting, "Our thoughts remain with the Valiante family," Smith said. Tiffany Valiante was last seen in a dispute with a friend about using their debit card without their consent to buy $86 worth of clothes and sushi from the Hamilton Mall. According to records from the Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office, she was last seen walking down the family's Manheim Avenue driveway on her father's Deer camera. The events surrounding her death were chronicled on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. In the episode Mystery of Mile Marker 45, Diane and Stephanie Valiante, Tiffany's father, and a handful of other family members recount the night Tiffany disappeared. The episode has been viewed by about 16 million streamers, and Paul D'Amato, the attorney representing the Valantes, since then they've been given a lead they feel may be fruitful, he said. D'Amato said he wasn't planning on discussing any more further leads. I do believe strongly that this is foul play and not just some girl that walked a railroad bed and threw herself into a train. It's much more complicated than that. Is someone getting away with murder that has not been apprehended yet? Or was this an accident? That is the mystery, folks. That's what we do here. We draw unsolved mysteries. D'Amato said after the Netflix episode was released and a petition was launched online urging the New Jersey Attorney General's office to re-examine the case. It had been signed by 6,091 people as of Wednesday. D'Amato has been working on collecting leads that generated from a renewed interest spawned by the Netflix show. The case can't be reopened unless new information is presented to the prosecutor's office, he said. They said something to move forward on, he said. This is the second time in the past month that the family has sought answers from the New Jersey Transit. Last month, the family submitted a letter ahead of the agency's November 4th meeting. In the letter, the family questions how the agency handled their daughter's death. We do not think you can be satisfied, let alone approve of what happened, and we urge you to direct a full and complete investigation of your investigation, the letter reads. During her allotted 3 minutes Wednesday, Diane Valiante pressed the state agency to meet with the family to discuss the issue. Hopefully you hear us today. you'll agree to meet with us in the very near future, and you will see it as your sole duty to direct an independent investigation of the New Jersey Transit's handling of the Tiffany Valiante investigation, said Diane Valente, who spoke at the meeting via phone. I mean, if you watch the Netflix show, they're trying to portray that New Jersey Transit, was suicidal, and she walked on this railroad path, which is filled with sharp rocks and glass and everything that could cut your feet. And the pictures on scene of the body parts, there was no cuts or abrasions on the bottoms of her feet. She was shoeless. She was pantless. I think she only had her underwear on. And then her clothes were found later in the episode, like almost a football field away. So just things do not add up. 2 and 2 do not make 4 in this case. And I don't believe they ever retrieved her pants and her headband. She was last seen wearing a headband, and she had those kind of slipper shoe type things, type deals. They found those a football field away from where the body was. Hopefully you hear us today. It is unclear whether the board would consider reviewing the investigation. Since the Netflix episode became available, people from all over the globe have contacted D'Amato about the case. They've offered suggestions about possible next steps, most of which have been taken by the family, he said. We're still optimistic, D'Amato said. And the site where this happened at, it was nothing there. Just a perfect place to commit a heinous crime, and there would be no witnesses. Is someone getting away with murder in this case? There was no autopsy done on this girl either, but the pictures on the scene, which were gruesome and had body parts laying around, but they did take pictures of her feet, and there was no scratches, no anything. It's kind of like body was placed there, and there did seem to be a large area of spilled blood right by where the body was laying. So this suggests that she was placed there bleeding to death before the train even came around. A lot of people believe that this was not a suicide, it was a homicide. And like the article did say, the case is being reinvestigated, so hopefully it will not be an unexplained death. Hopefully the death will be explained and the parents can move on from this and get some closure. That is what it's about here. The freedom to draw unsolved mysteries. We want to do this for the parents and the family members, trying to get closure and just trying to piece together what had happened. I did watch the Netflix episode last night. I watched it for about the second or third time. It is a really good episode. And the family themselves found a lot of the evidence because New Jersey Transit Police just did a poor job cleaning up the mess at the scene, and they just they were overwhelmed by this. I don't think they were equipped to handle this type of whatever it was, accident, suicide, homicide. Regardless of what it was, the New Jersey Transit Police were not equipped to deal with it. So the family members found most of the clues, like her shoes and her headband, and I don't believe her pants have ever been recovered, and some of her bracelets and stuff, they were all recovered by the brothers and the in-laws and the mother. The mother actually has one of her bracelets in a remembrance chest in her room that they found when doing their own investigation. There's definitely more to this story. So, this is what Tiffany looked like. And this is the case of Tiffany Valiante. True believers. She has an unexplained death. And we urge anyone who has information, please contact these appropriate channels. There's also an 800 number. You dial 1-800-THE-LOST, and that'll help too. So if you have any information,
where your mother-in-law stays,
please,
she only stays for the summer?
please contact these groups here. As for now, true believers, this is John. Peace out.